Hello everyone, I'm Ivan and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program, a game that has the crafting complexity of Factorio. It is 3D, like Satisfactory. This also probably leads to spaghetti, which is fun. It has the storage stacking capabilities of Autonauts. It has a bit of space exploration, like Astroneer, and the universe is random generated, I guess, like No Man's Sky. So, a bit of everything indeed. Now, I'm really looking forward to this playthrough, so let's just jump in. As you know, I don't really stop talking, so I'll explain everything as we go. So, first we make the world. Now, we choose the number of stars in our universe. They call it the actual universe. It's an early access. They have a bit of funny translation from time to time. And a resource slider that goes from half to infinite. Now we're going to play on default. You can also random to randomize the seed, to randomize the universe, but of course this is my channel, so I'm going with seed 1017. Let's go with that. We start in Corona solar system. Okay, very fitting, very zeitgeist. So let's start. Here we go. Now I'm going to watch this cutscene. I think it is actually skippable now, but it is quite exciting.
To the actual universe. You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
Okay, so we're flying close to the sun. This is where we possibly want to build our Dyson Sphere. A Dyson Sphere is a superstructure that's built around a star to harness its power.
As one of COSMO and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere Program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Now the planet we start on is actually a satellite planet, almost like a moon. It's circling a gas giant, which we can't build on. We can't settle that one, but we can mine it later. So here we go. We are going to land now and start colonizing, I guess.
The designated planet.
Everything is very sterile in this game, like in Factorio, I guess, more so than Autonauts, because it's only us. There is no other living beings in the universe, in the game so far. So there will be tutorial pop-ups, and most of them are quite simple. Like here, you can use the direction keys or right click to move. So I'm not going to do the tutorial bits. What I'm going to do is remove most of them and start the game. So first off, we can
use the same operation to
collect the resources from our drop pod or our ship. I guess like Satisfactory. This is going to be a very, I don't know, a comparison view. So the first thing we need to do is look at our resources. Those are in here. That's good. We have some fuel. I'm not going to use this fuel. This is for our mech. So the mech has a slider down here. It has energy, but we can burn basically anything that burns in the fuel chamber. So I'm going to save these, probably until I don't need them anymore. I have a tendency to do that with consumables, but maybe I'll use it when we go to another planet the first time, because it's nice to have some good fuel when traveling in space so we don't get stranded. So the first thing we need to do is look at our replicator. This is what we can build, and so far we can't build anything except components, no buildings. So let's start doing research. And that would be electromagnetism. Okay, so this needs 10 magnetic coils, and lo and behold, we actually have the parts with us to make that. So here's what it costs to make. This is red because we don't have them. 2 of those, 1 of these turns into 2 of these. Now, this research will happen from inventory, so the item will never land in inventory, but we can click it off to use the items instead. So, first things first. Now that this is done, we get a mining machine. We have unlocked, let's see, let's look here. Tesla Tower, which is a power pole basically, but it is wireless, and it's very sci-fi and very Tesla, I guess. We also have a wind turbine that generates power and a miner. So let's start off by placing our miner. Now the miner placement is a bit funny because we can rotate, but we can also unlock it from the grid. So the more of the nodes we actually hit with the machines, the faster it will work. But of course, if we overlap, the nodes will drain faster. So I think I'm going to go with 5 for now. And that would fit here. Or maybe 6. 6 would be nice. Yeah, 7. Okay, so I guess we don't care about the evenness of it all. We are going to mine it quickly. So it is not powered, the tutorial man says. So let's power it. Now the wind turbines also have power coverage, so we don't actually need to place a Tesla tower. We can just place that. So let's make another wind turbine. We need some iron for that because the iron was needed to make the magnets. So let's go. When you click the craft, you craft all the components, all the stuff you need automatically. And then you get the result. So this thing mines very quickly. It doesn't even have full power, but it's fine like that. So let's make another mining machine to go get copper as well. Now the copper was very close. The coal seems very close as well, and we have an oil patch in the middle of this beautiful area we kind of want to use for producing stuff. So I guess that's a bit awkward, but it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't a bit awkward because of geometry. Geometry might be the wrong word. Because of the land masses. There we go. Let's power this one as well. And because this one is now full, it's nice to connect the power. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use both power poles and turbines. We need a bit more. Let's make one more. Do we have... Let's see. There we go. Good. Now it takes 20 seconds to make one, or a bit less maybe. So I'm not going to handcraft too much. I'm going to try to automate things as quickly as possible. Now the first row of science requires components, which we research from our inventory, and then we get to the proper research, which is very similar to Factorio. You use science packs or matrices in this game. Let's see. There we go. All connected.
You have done building the first power
I have done building the first tower transmission facility, Tesla Tower. Sure. So let's try to keep building, keep our handcrafting happening. So let's start by unlocking the smelting technology. 3, 4, 5. That's 10. You create 2 at the time, and here. Now this thing, the how many you craft each click is saved per item, which is quite convenient, really. So let's make 20 more of those after, and let's also make 20 gears. Because by magic and clairvoyance, I know that we need those for research as well. So, smelter is going to happen. After that, we want belts and inserters, of course. So let's queue that research. And then we need assembling machines. After that, let's do proper research. So there we go. Now we have a massive research queue. We have the things here. We actually use power for the machine as well. The mech. So when we are done with our crafting queue now, I am going to mine some coal so we can have some fuel as well. Now we do need a bit of wood for later research. We also can use it later for a component. I'm not going to save it for that, I think, but it might be wise to do so. But I think I'm going to just burn it because, well, it's wood, it burns. So we finished the smelting research. We can now make smelters, and let's see how we're going to do this. First we find the North Pole, because in this game, let's see if we can look at the grid for a bit. The grid looks like this, and because we are building on a sphere, the latitude and longitude, it will, as you see here, it's not sync all the way, because when you get to the poles, it's basically a circle. So if you make a belt along this axis here, where I'm walking now, if you make it long enough, you loop around. And if you do that at the North Pole, it's not very far. So that's the reason for wanting to build arrays horizontally, I guess. Not towards the poles, but along the equator, more like.
In the planet view mode, slide the mouse wheel to enter
the star map mode. Oh yes, we can show that as well. So you can zoom out. This is our satellite planet. We have a gas giant. We don't know which resources it's made of yet, because we don't have the tech. And there's 2 more planets in the system, and a star. So we can't travel to these yet because we don't have the science to do so. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. So we need a few more of these. Let's make 10, sure. And yes, we did find the pole, so that would be like so-ish. So we need to do some smelting. The smelting in this game doesn't take a lot of space, really. So I'm going to build it here, I think, as close to the water as possible. We can build landfill in this game, but I haven't so far. Well, I don't have the tech so far, so it will happen. So copy and paste. For people who don't know the buttons for that, it's comma and full stop
After selecting the recipe,
next to the M button on my keyboard, at least.
and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
You can also, if you shift click, you copy the recipe as well. So that's very nice. I'm only going to place 2
In addition, use the up
because who needs more materials anyway?
and use the
No, the reason for that is that I want it at the copper.
is lifted. Press
So
keypad
let's
0 to reset the construction.
craft a few of these. 50, that's fine, and the rest goes into bars.
Try holding down the shift key.
And we use an inserter, goes from belt to machine. And then we need to power it all.
It will automatically transport them as long as the supply facility and the
There we
receiving
go.
facility
Didn't even have to use a Tesla ball. So because these create 60 a minute or 1 a second, and a belt carries 6 items a second, I believe. 6 cargo a second. We only need 6 of these. So 6 of these in a row makes for a full belt. So that's what I'm going to aim for first. Here, well, let's see, how do we want to do the construction? I don't know yet. This is all quite new. I have tried the game, but I haven't gotten that far. So I actually don't know how this is going to end up looking. Let's see. Why can we not craft this? Because we don't have iron plate. Okay. So let's stop those actually and make some power poles. We don't need to handcraft many of the iron plates right now because we have the smelting machines. So the system for placing stuff in this game is, as you see, it goes along the blocks, but you actually place the items on the crosses and not inside the tiles, which was quite confusing to me in the very beginning. But now I think it's nice, especially for belts, because you can drag a belt along a line. Let's see, so creating more belts to fill this up. Also need to power it. So let's place a power pole here. Kind of want more wind turbines as well, but we can't have everything at the same time now at the very beginning of the game. So there we go. And we also have bots that does the building for us. We don't actually place the buildings, which in the very beginning can be a bit slower than Factorio, but as we move along it's quite convenient. It functions a bit like the nanobots add-on, or yeah, I guess the nanobots add-on, sure, but they are much slower. So we have 2 stacks now. We can build so much stuff. Let's go mine some coal before we forget, and also let's do the research, because we actually have components to make them now. So let's make those and those, and then afterwards, let's see, do we have gears? No, we don't. Let's make a few gears. Let's make a few I was about to say green chips, but they are circuit boards. I guess green chips in Factorio are also circuit boards, but we just call them green chips. This is nice. Now when you let's see, tutorial times. If you don't, okay, sure, research done. Yeah, if you unlock from the grid instead of having it snap, you can also rotate like slowly, not using the 90 degrees turns, and that's quite neat. So let's make a few of these now. Oh, it's very quick when you have all the components. There we go. Also want to make a few storage crates. I think we have some stone. We probably do, I thought, but we don't. So these big stones give stones, but they also give titanium. So it's very nice to get some of them. The small stones only give stone ore, though. This one is titanium. Oh, this one is titanium. Titanium is not found on this planet, so this is one of the resources we have to travel to get. Okay, so we have some stone. We can make some storage boxes. Let's do that, making them one at a time, so we don't have to wait for all of the stone to happen before the storage starts happening. There we go. There we go.
You built a storage.
I built the storage. Hooray.
You can
And
manually
there we
store
go. We don't
or use
need
the sorter
that much
to
of this.
automatically stock the
Let's do 4 stacks because that's the number of slots we have in the mech. So when this fills up, we can just loot it and insert it into the mech, and we can be happy because we have fuel. Okay, now the next step is probably science. I don't really have a plan for this game. I'm just going to play and see what's going on. But we have that. We also need, oh, I forgot, yeah, we need smelters apparently, and smelters need stone. Okay, so we have a few, that's good. Let's make the rest as well. That was overkill though. That was massive overkill, I believe. Let's delete and just have a few. It's hard to gauge how much we need of everything at the very beginning. So I'm going to align a bit here. There we go. They are going to share a belt though. Speaking of belts, we need more of them. There we go, and there we go. This one is going to be magnets.
You have a building without recipes.
Now, magnets are made out of iron as well. We can use those for the magnetic coil, which is a very commonly used item. As the description here says, it's very functional. I like that description, it's very fitting. So let's make a few more inserters as well. 5 maybe, and a bit more. This is nice. So the last science we got was the lab. We also got a lab from that, I believe. Yes, we did. So let's look into that as well. We have a big research tree we need to go through. We're going left to right, and when we get all the way to the right, there's a research that says mission completed. So I guess that's going to be what we're working towards, but of course it's a big game, so that's going to take a while, and the further in the game we get, the more complicated everything gets. So that's the technology tree. There is also an upgrade tree that I'm going to start right now. This is where we upgrade the mech with inventory capacity, movement speed, construction bots, and so on. And this is upgrades for other stuff like mining efficiency, research speed, and so on. So we start off by upgrading our mecha core. We have the items for that. Now, as you can see, the level 2 and 3 and so on only requires research matrices. So that's going to be a big thing as well as we move into the game. So we have a bunch of iron plates. Now we have a bunch of copper plates. So what we need from that, we need circuit boards and we need magnetic coils. That's the main 2 ingredients, I believe. The gears are also used a lot. So we're going to do some temporary setups because I enjoy temporary setups in the beginning of games because it feels very quick. So let's look at this. Let's build a belt. Upgraded the core now, that's nice. We're out of fuel though, so after setting up this box, one box with iron plates, that's good. One box with these thingies, that's magnets, yes. I'm going to put this misaligned, like, let's see, can we put it here? Let's try. Yes. That's good. It's also a bit slow. because the inserters 1.5 trips per second per grid. So if you make it long range over 3 tiles, which is the maximum, it's only half a trip because divided by 3 tiles. Half a trip every second, which is not amazing speed. But I found that the speed of the inserters doesn't really matter that much for the actual construction, because later on you get so quick sorters. I'm probably going to keep calling them inserters because that's the word from Factorio. So when I say inserter, I probably mean sorter. So there we go, and these are going to be made into, let's see, we place assembler and we make them into these things. Good. And that thing also needs, let's remove this and build more of these. Power is nice. So these need copper as well as that thing. And the reason I built it like this is because I want to place copper in this box, and I want an assembler here. That makes the other thing. So we need inserters, plop, plop, copper in box, inserter out, back in the box. The boxes are huge, so you can use at least the temporary boxes like this. So it will make and put it into the box like so. So the nature here is hard to build on because of water and stuff, so I'm going to use it for wind power. So I'm going to make a row along the coast here, I think. And the mechanics for these aren't very complicated. It doesn't matter really where you build them, as long as they're not too close to another wind turbine. So it doesn't have to be along the coast, like beautiful here, where it kind of makes sense. You can build them in the middle of a factory as well, but they do take a bit of space, so usually I don't do that. So do we have an assembler? Yes. So this is going to be the circuit board maker. So we have in, and I think we're going to use 2 out from this because these make 2 at a time. Is that ridiculous? I think it's ridiculous. We need to, let's check actually. So we'll place the materials in and see what's too slow. Nothing is too slow. Well, the iron is too slow. Okay, so let's get another one that way. And if this one fills up, I guess we can just loot from the crate manually. Good, good. We can also keep handcrafting, which I probably should do. So let's look into the science quickly. Here we go. Just grabbing all the things and placing them in the boxes. And I guess we can do some manual smelting as well, while we look into the science, just to get rid of these. Okay. So the science machine looks like this. It's a neat kind of machine because they can be stacked. I don't have more than one right now, but you can stack them on top of each other and they become like huge towers after a while. So this one is used for 2 things, 2 modes. The left mode is produce the matrices. The right mode is do research by using matrices. So I'm going to produce the matrices for now. I'm also, let's see, make a box and inserter in, and inserter out. All of this is of course going to be properly set up, but this is just for the tutorialness and to just start the game. So here we craft the blue science, and it ends up in the inventory. The reason for using the first one for crafting them instead of using the research is because we can research with the matrices from the inventory as well, like so. It is going to drain our power, but we already have coal, so we're happy. Okay, so now let's start building some stuff properly. We need one more thing here, and that is not the green chips, but the gears. So having all those three automated is going to make life so much easier. So now that we have a tiny bit of a start, the next part is going to be a lot quicker. And of course all of this will be torn down when we get to actually making stuff. So smelters 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's how many of those we need. This is going to look very cramped for a bit, but that's fine because you can place belts in quite tiny places. So the game is quite convenient that way. And all of the buildings, like these ones, have 3 inputs on each side. So you can put the inserter at the side, not just in the middle, like we see here, because they're aligned. And then we need a power pole for this thing. And we need more belts. The belts need the gears, so let's get some gears and some plates and get some belts. Those make 3 and 3, so it's very quick. Yeah, good. So we also need inserters, which is here, is actually considered a building. That's kind of funny. So let's get those. 1. Oh. So let's get these. 20, 30, sure. And now we have some research, so we can start doing that. This one is lacking grains. If you right click, you can choose how many you pick up. That's very nice. And by default, when you right click, if you just click, you get half. So it's a nice way to do the whole move between boxes and stuff without thinking too much. So power poles, we also need some more power. And research complete. Now we can... Alright, universe exploration. So now we can see veins. And that's convenient to find new places to build stuff. As you can see, this planet has many resource spots. So we'll travel around eventually for that. Let's turn it off now. Actually, let's keep it on. Doesn't matter much. If people find it annoying, just say. But I'll probably toggle it a bit like off and on through the whole playthrough. So we have the inserters now. I almost forgot that we needed those. So I guess this is the start of... I'm not going to say bus because I don't believe in buses. I like trains. No, it's not a political thing. I just think that this game isn't necessarily built for a main buzz like in Factorio. It feels a bit more like satisfactory. That the belts aren't usually shared, and you don't have the same need for a bus. But I might be I might be wrong because I haven't played this game too much. So let's also get the stone products we need. We need a few miners as well for that. Let's make 10 of those. Good. Let's check the box. This is nice. The range on the looting of the boxes is quite large in this game. So it's quite convenient to do the temporary setups like this in the beginning. I like it. It feels fast and efficient. Although, and as people who watch my content knows, I like the word temporary. So, we have matrix cubes now. So we can get other stuff, the researchers to make more parts and so on. What I want is this, because I want the graphite. It's good for the Mac, and it's good for thermal power. So I like thermal power in this game because it runs on oil, and as you can see, the iron veins run out of stuff, but the oils never do. So funnily enough, in this game, oil is the renewable resource. So renewable and eco-friendly power, I guess, is oil-based in this game. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Then again, I'm somewhat happy that the oil isn't running out. So, smelters for, what am I making? Stone? No. Oh, no, this is wrong. I was going to make it the stone. Stone is up here. This smelter I'm going to keep there because when the research is done, we want to make the graphite, yeah. So, stone. That's a good one, I think, yeah. So this thing is going to make items, and we need some stone to get some storage. Oh wait, we need the smelters as well. Did we have smelters? Two. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to place one on the inside because this is me and it's temporary. So stone, stone. Stone is turned into glass and into, well, stone ore, I guess, is turned into stone. So stone to stone and stone to glass. And then we have a... How close can these be? I don't think we can place them this close. No, too close. So here and here. So the plan, as you see, is to make the parts so I can make more factory to make more parts, I guess. So the next project is probably going to be to set this up permanently, but it's going to be very quick to set it up permanently because of our temporary setup. We have all the parts, we need to set it up permanently to get even more parts. So I guess that's the nature of the game. Let's see, too close. There we go. 4, 3. The build range is quite large, but the bots actually need to travel, so it takes a while to build when it's that far, which we will notice when we start making belts in a while. So I guess we have all the things now. We have glass, we have stone, we have a tiny bit of science. I actually want to make more labs. Yeah, that's good. That's great, actually. Did we have stone? Yeah. So let's get rid of those by crafting stone. Well, stone to stone, and so on. So let's loot these. Clicking an empty spot will loot the whole box. We don't want to do that here. Here we want the greens and the things. Magnetic coils, I guess. And greens and coils goes here. Let's loot these. And let's play some more labs. This is nice. And this one is going to be for actually researching. So we're going to set up inserters. 2 of them, I think, because the first inserters are quite slow. Sorters. That's a difficult word as well, sorter. So it will start researching when it has stuff. And so far so good. So we have the graphite. Let's do thermal power. One of the main things of a factory is to be able to power the factory. That's some pro insight going on there. Stuff needs power. Let's see. Here we go. You know that I'm like almost not taking a breath because I keep talking, and that's because I'm a bit excited for this. A tiny bit. So we need storage. It's going to be so nice. The first thing we're going to set up is a factory that makes all the buildings. Now we have a temporary factory that makes all the parts, so we can handcraft the buildings quickly, like I'm doing now. But when we get... Is that too far away? No, it's fine. Yeah, it actually is fine. That's good. So power station happening. I keep placing the towers exactly like out of range of what I needed to do, but that's fine. There we go. So we also have our graphite happening now. I'm not going to limit that chest because I think it's worth always crafting more graphite. If nothing else, we can just burn it, and that's a decent way of using it. So this is it for now. We have all the components, I think, ready. We actually do, yeah. So I guess we should always keep researching now. Let's do improved logistics, so we get faster sorters and a splitter. That one is belt goes in one side. It's like a splitter and a merger combined from Satisfactory. It's quite awesome. You can choose which sides are inputs and outputs, and they also have like different variations because you can use different levels. I'm going to show you that in the next episode or when I place a splitter, but belts are quite awesome because we can build them up and we can build other belts under. It's a bit hard to see here, but the game is actually 3D. So this is going to be fun. There is going to be loads of spaghetti, even though I didn't make much of it in this episode, but it's going to be tasty, I promise. So, copper, out of copper. Maybe final thing would be to set up a box here. So the copper ends up in a box and doesn't stop at 100. Good, good. I feel like this is an amazing start. I'm quite hyped, and this is me being hyped, by the way. I think it's quite noticeable, to be honest. So, what's going to happen later? I don't know, but I'm kind of dreading, or I'm not annoyed with, but I didn't like that one to be there. So we might have an oil well in like the middle of our first factory, which I guess is fine. So copper goes here, and other stuff goes here. And why do I have many of the magnets? I don't need that. Let's place some of them in here. Good. So I can't just keep playing, I have to stop. We have things in the next episode. I'm going to look into the new things. But for now, I'm going to stop. So, again, good start. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you are going to enjoy the spaghetti in future episodes, because we didn't have any in this. Bye bye.